Celebrate Independence Day weekend, some families may benefit from a different type of independence. The parentologist, Dr. Kim Van Dusen, is here to explain. Doctor, good morning, and thank you for stopping by to help us raise these little humans.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, we talk about raising independent kids.
Yes.
In this generation, I feel like that's just not happening as much as it did many years ago.
I agree. I agree. And it's important because kids need to have a sense of self-efficacy. They need to have space to explore their world and just make sense of it, and they need opportunities to do that. So that's what the parents come in to help give them those opportunities.
I remember days my mom and my dad would tell me about the stories, how they would just walk to school on their own, like 7 miles, and we barely let children walk down the street, right?
Right.
And I remember learning some of these things over the years, and now when I look at my kids and I see that they're about to fall down, and I just let that fall happen.
Absolutely.
And that's hard as a parent to do. But why is that important to do?
It's hard, and it is. And I'm the same way. We don't like to see our kids fail. We don't like to see our kids get hurt. But it's important because if we overparent them, then they tend to be more indecisive, more dependent. They tend to have trouble making decisions as they grow older. They tend to be more anxious, even have more depressive symptoms. So it's important for them to start early and gain those skills of failing and learning how to fail as much as they succeed, so they grow up to be more independent.
Doctor, if there are some parents watching right now that say, I'm not the overparenting one, how do you know you're one that may need to just revisit this for a minute? Are there examples, like if you're a parent who does?
Yes. You're constantly with your children 24/7. And as you know, as a parent, we need breaks too. So this whole independence thing is a win-win for parents and kids because we need breaks too. So if you notice that you're always with your child, if you're taking them to all of their play dates and not having them play on their own, maybe with a friend, or if you're always in the same room with them when they're playing and engaging in their activities. I mean, there's a thing about being an active parent, and then there's a thing about being an overparenting parent. So, you know, if you're noticing just you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling overtired, and if you have those feelings, then you're probably doing a little bit of overparenting.
Would saying no to your kid all the time be overparenting? Like, don't, like, you know they're going to make a mess and we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do that.
Yes, yes. And saying things like be careful, be safe, and always have that kind of an over anxious type feeling towards them, because then you're going to be creating a fearful environment that may not be fearful for them at all. Just of your own anxiety.
But isn't this world a bit fearful, Doctor?
It is.
It's like it's changed.
Yes.
Hasn't it changed? And our job as a parent is we want to protect our kids, and we look around and we say, oh, my goodness.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to do it. It's hard to give them that space because we know what's out there. We've been through it. We know, what could happen, and that fear gets in our way to, let them have that space and that independence. But it's just a necessity to take a step back and take a deep breath and say, okay, I'm gonna let them fall today, or I'm gonna let them get dirty today. They can take a shower later, but let them just be kids.
Yeah. If there's one piece of advice you can offer, because this is a step-by-step process, it's not something that I think parents can...
Yes, it takes practice.
It takes practice.
Yes.
Give us one thing that if you're an over-parenting parent today and you want to try this,
yes,
what could we do like today?
Yes, start small.
Okay.
So possibly if your child's old enough, again, it's all age dependent, but if your child's old enough, give them small tasks that that's in a semi-controlled or safe environment. So for instance, if you have an elementary student age child, you can have them go across the street to get the mail on their own. It's a little bit something small, but it gives them that sense of independence, and it lets you, practice letting them go just a little bit more than maybe what you're used to. So I say start small, and then everyone will succeed because everyone will feel like they're having a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, it's all a process. My husband and I have split a list so that he's responsible for teaching our kids something, I'm responsible.
Yes.
And one of the big things that I'm committed to teaching my kids is letting them fail.
Yes.
Because I want to teach them life is about falling down.
Yes.
And then how do you get back up?
How do you get back up? Yep. And teaching a growth mindset and letting them know that if you fail the first time, it's okay.
It's okay.
And you just haven't accomplished it yet, but you will, and just keep trying. So
I love it. I'm sure you have a lot more advice, the parenting advice on the Parentologist podcast, and people can check that out. Is it on iTunes?
Yes, it's on Apple, it's on Spotify, iTunes, pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts, it's on there.
I'm going to listen to this tomorrow.
A lot of advice on there.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.